Hello, VC, people passing through YouTube. Welcome to my channel once again. Really appreciate it. Tony here. Tony's LPs are us. This morning I was watching a great video channel, Vinyl Richie. If you don't know Vinyl Richie, please give him a look. He's very good. Funny guy. Always has a tongue-in-cheek approach. I hope that's okay, Vinyl Richie. I think that's what I get from your stuff. It's always cool. And he shows a lot of things that I don't even know about. He has a lot of punk and a lot of foreign groups, stuff from Russia, stuff from, the Philippines, or, really stuff that I don't have a lot of, and I don't know a lot of the new things. I admit it, I'm kind of an older guy. I'm a dinosaur. I have old stuff. And once in a while, I'll buy something that I don't know, or something that I like, I hear on radio, and I'll buy it. But this is just a little. I was inspired by Vinyl Richie today. What he did was his 10 best double albums, and I think he had a few in there that weren't doubles originally, but they're doubles now. So we had to switch up. So I caught most of the video. Pretty entertaining. So this is just a little shout out to him. So what I'm doing is I just pulled from my goodie box, basically 11 double records that are maybe not the best double records ever done or 2 record sets ever done, but they're the ones that I play a lot. I play a lot of these records. And I kept out a lot. I kept out Stones. I kept out Beatles. I kept out Elton John for this particular video. But these are records that I always go to in a pinch, or kind of like comfort double albums. And maybe that's part of my other spiel. I do a comfort album segment, which if you watch, I'll put it on the tail end of this as a end screen. You can check that out. So not to take up too much time, I'm going to show my double albums. But again, I want to thank everyone. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you're new, please consider it. And I would really appreciate it. So we're going to start. Now, this is a great double album that I picked up years ago. This is digitally remastered, so that used to be a cool thing, but it isn't anymore. But it still sounds good, because to get these records in pristine shape, and originals are very expensive. You're not going to find them. But that's what we have here is Sam Cooke, Greatest Hits, double record, the great late Sam Cooke, big inspiration for a lot of singers like Perry from Journey, and of course Rod Stewart. Now on here is a double record, all probably singles, 45s. Twisting the Night Away, which he wrote. Bringing It Home to Me. When a Boy Falls in Love. You Send Me. Chain Gang. So this is a gatefold with some great photographs and paintings of Sam. And give Sam Cooke a listen again, because this guy was gone too soon, and we will not see the likes of him again. So that's number 1. And I think I have 11 here. Any one of these are considered my favorite, that I play all the time, but not the best double records of all time. Some of them are. But for me, for this video, it's just my top 11 for now, for today. So, and of course, one I'll never get tired of, Clash double record, homage to the Elvis Presley record. If you look at, you'll see that Elvis Presley album where same colors and same single guy with a guitar. There's the hype sticker. There's the back of one of the epics. This is 18 new songs from the only band that matters. And that was a great catchphrase back in the day. And this has reggae, rock, punk, really cool stuff. So if you don't know The Clash, London Calling, which I didn't say yet, London Calling, pick it up. This one doesn't get a lot of love, but this is great. Always play this. Bootleg, Aerosmith live bootleg, Aerosmith. And here you have the typical collage of the boys in the band doing naughty things and playing records and playing music and partying. I'll just show you an inner. Here's one of the inners. Really cool record. As you can see, someone actually cut out, when I bought this used, someone cut out one of the photos. And this is on a Columbia Modern Press. This sounds pretty good. It's a bootleg official. And it has Back in the Saddle, Sweet Emotion, Toys in the Attic, Come Together, which was their hit that they did on the Sgt. Pepper's record, or All This in World War II, one of those. Walk This Way, Dream On, Mother Popcorn, Train Kept a Rollin'. So this is it. It also has stains on it, official bootleg stains. So Aerosmith Live. Now this one, not a lot of people know. This was the first record with the second record with War. Black Man's Burden, Eric Burden and War. Great stuff on this. I just love this record. It's got a lot of eclectic tunes, and the arrangements are just, out of it. They're just think War backing up Eric Burden. This is probably their final record, and I'm not going to show all of this because it has a naked girl, 2 naked girls on it. I don't know what the protocols are, but I'll just show this area here, and then I will show the boys in the band there. I just have to keep my channel going. So, but this is really cool. This has on it Painted Black, an unbelievable Painted Black. It has on here Blackbird, Nights in White Satin, the Moody Blues, Nights in White Satin, Bareback Riding, They Can't Take Away Our Music. It's just check this out, man. This, of course, needs no introduction. Jeff Lynne, ELO, one of the greatest double albums of all time. I always play this. I don't play the whole thing, but I'll pick out, Mr. Blue Sky, Night in the City, It's Over, Sweet Talking Woman, and this has all the inserts. This has in it a spaceship that's on paper. You cut it out and you can put together the actual flying saucer or spaceship. But check this out. Out of the Blue. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't put this one on. I've been listening to this since it came out. Probably heard it 100 times. Have multiple copies. Have a German copy. Here's the booklet. This booklet is attached. I'm not sure what label this is. I have different labels. This is on a Polydor. This might even be an import. I think this is a German import. I also have another German import that's in the box set that Big John got me one year for Christmas, which was, I don't know, maybe up to It's Hard is in that box set. But this was a reissue. This sounds pretty good. Of course, I haven't done an AB lately. Maybe I'll do that. But Quadrophenia, one of the greatest albums, rock operas, stories. It immerses you. It brings you in to that life, that mod versus rocker. And if you're my age, you know what that is. If you're a record enthusiast or an audiophile, you'll know what that is as well. But get this record, listen to it, you'll love it. Of course, this one of the greatest double live albums of all time. This is the only second live album on here, Aerosmith, of course. But this is Live at the Fillmore, double on Capricorn. This is a gold Capricorn, and this is just great. On the flip side, we have a nice gatefold. Here's one of the inners. I'm going too fast. I saved the inners, put them out. And on the back is the crew, the roadies, if I may. And up here, it's a dedication to one of the roadies that passed away. It's up here. And you can see that. But this is, Statesboro Blues, Stormy Monday, You Don't Love Me is 19 minutes. Hotlanta, and In Memory of Elizabeth Reed, 15 minutes. And Whipping Post, 22 minutes, 40 seconds. Essential. If you have one Allman Brothers album, this is the one to try to find. hard to find in good condition, but they're out there. There's millions of them. Of course, I would again be remiss if I did not do Layla and other assorted love songs, Derek and the Dominoes. I believe this is a Canadian pressing. It has the French, contains 2 discs, and of course you have the collage, similar to the Aerosmith. This was big in those days. Even the Beatles' White album, which, like I said, would have been the White album, would have been in here, or, you know, some Stones, Love You Live would have been here, but I didn't want to do Stones and Elton John and things that I always talk about. This one here, you may not know about, but this is a great live album. Jeff Beck. This is a rock and roll party honoring the great Les Paul with special guests, and they're all incredible. Brian Setzer, Gary U.S. Bonds, Trombone Shorty, Daryl Hagum, who's a rockabilly guitar player, and he was once the husband to the great Imelda May. And the reason I pull this out is because if you haven't heard this record, you have to hear it just for Imelda May. And Beck could play any style on this record. He's playing rock and roll. He's playing standards, stuff that goes back to the 20s. Just amazing double album. It's also a Blu-ray DVD of this whole show. I believe in the audience we had a bunch of celebrities. This was recorded in New York at the Iridium Jazz Club, where Les Paul used to have a residency like every week. Les Paul, and that's one of my regrets, that I didn't get a chance. I didn't have the foresight to take a trip to the city, which for me isn't that far, and see Les Paul one night, and I never did it. I did later on see a lot of his proteges in club settings, and that's kind of a great, secondary, feel for me to be able to do that, but I never saw Les Paul. But Imelda May, I got turned on by Imelda May from this record, didn't know who she was, and big fan, saw her live, actually have pictures with her. She signed some records with me, and or for me, and we talked to her, and just great. We saw her in Philly, my friend Jay and I. So that's Jeff Beck double, and of course we have this one, Chicago 2. Chicago 2 used to be Chicago Transit Authority. On this record is Wake Up Sunshine, Fancy Colors, 25 or 6 to 4, Moving In, in the country, You Mean So Much to Me. Just unbelievable, and it flows. It's the themes are continuing on this. Almost every player in Chicago gets to shine. Of course, the great Terry Kath, and I love the drummer on this, which is what's his name here? Daniel Serempine or Serafine, and Peter Cetera, of course. This was from January of 1970, or it was released in 1970. And here is I just pulled this out, the Steven Wilson remix that came out a few years ago. Steven Wilson from Porcupine, I think. He also remixed a great Aqualung, which is essentially, if you like that album Aqualung, it rivals the UHQR. I still prefer the original, but Steven Wilson does a nice job with this. And here's the gatefold, it's the same. And last, which is number 11, I always include this because I listen to a lot of The River, Bruce Springsteen, The River, the double album, which was a departure for him. Never did a double album. He's done double albums since that time, but nothing from the classical era of him, coming up through the ranks of Jersey. So The River has the band. Clarence is in here, Federici, Talent, Stevie Van Zandt, Point Blank, Cadillac Ranch, I'm a Rocker, Fade Away, and Stolen Car. That's just one side. Ramrod, Drive All Night, Wreck on the Highway, that's another side. Ties That Bind, Sherry Darling, Jackson Cage, Two Hearts, Independence Day. Hungry Heart is on here. You can look, but you cannot. You better not touch. Point Blank again. I've on that one side with Cadillac Ranch. So there you have that. This is just still has Shrink, and these records are not that expensive. Here's the insert booklet from the River, and I wore this as a tribute to this album, the River shirt, which I got when he was on tour with the River. I used to listen to this record kind of daily on my commute to work back in the day. We used to carpool, and we always had this cassette, the River. So I know this record inside and out. Great shot of the band, and Bruce is still doing it. Unfortunately, we lost a couple guys, Clarence, and I think one of the keyboard players, lost him a few years ago. Stevie's back with the band. He left for a while, back with the band. Last 15 years seems like yesterday. So that's it. Some great double albums. Not the best double albums of all time. Not my best if I was going to pick a 10 best double album, but these would surely be in there. It would be almost impossible for me not to include a lot of these. But that's it, and I hope you like it. And once again, inspired by Vinyl Richie. So keep rocking, Vinyl Richie. Thanks a lot, and thanks for all the subs and likes. Really appreciate it. Cheers. Peace.